Aligning core values and communication trends. How do we do this? You shape diverse culture and innovative ideas by values and diversity. You anticipate companies embracing innovative practices. So what can we do that's innovative, that's different, but also that's interesting? So you do this with storytelling, with open dialogue. How can we get the willingness of Gen Zs to adapt? You bring in stories. We're going to do this week. We're all going to do this together. Okay, no worries. We're going to do this together because we're all in together. Okay, all right. We're going to do this because we're all in together. But last year, let me tell you a story about Marlena. Marlena came out here. Oh yeah, what did Marlena do? Marlena came out here, she rolled her sleeves up, and you know what? She took off her hat, she basically got her hands dirty, she dropped down a few pegs, and she went and she helped the people at the lower end of the business, the people at the bottom. She got in there, and you know what? It made all the difference. Those people have now risen up, the company's moved forward. Oh wow, we want to meet this Marlena. The story did it. The more powerful the story, the more powerful the resonation. The more powerful the resonation, the better the group purpose, the better the value, the better the revenue of the organization. So strategies like inclusivity training, boosting teamwork and creativity. This is the way we need to shape things. The old adage, the whole General Motors Holden, the old Ford philosophy of go in there, it's a cookie cutter approach. Go in there, you are the boss, you tell them what you do. It's a power game, it doesn't work anymore. It's about, we're all in this together. How can we communicate on a level where we're all in it together? That's what we're at. With open dialogue and inclusive strategies, we boost creativity and we boost teamwork with that creativity. When it comes to inclusive decision making, you've got to involve employees at all ages. So you can't just be the most mature people, and it can't just be the most immature people either. It has to be everybody. So that's why we keep talking about these forums where we share and we promote diversity of thought. Okay, and the initiatives that encourage these employees at all levels to participate gives you that diversity. Now, when we say diversity, it's all the different things that can come out, all the different ideas. It's a bit like going to, a restaurant or a market. If you go to a restaurant, you eat one cuisine. If you go to a market, you can experience everything. And that's the sort of inclusive ideology we want to incorporate with decision making. You want the market, you want a bit of everything, because that inspires Gen Zs to really plow forward because they find it interesting. They've got a low figure of, they are patient, but their interest levels drop down quickly. So, there's a level of patience and they could be really excited, but it could drop really quickly, the drop of a hat. So you could have their excitement. It's a bit like watching a movie and they click off after 20 minutes if nothing's happening. So you need to be able to get the market approval there. Cultivating Gen Z's entrepreneurial spirit. So, you need to be able to nurture Gen Zs to become entrepreneurs. They are inclined to become successful. The word entrepreneur doesn't necessarily mean someone that makes money to a Z Gen. It could mean somebody that makes money, could mean someone that makes lots of money. It could mean someone that makes a lot more money than their colleague. It could also mean somebody that is powerful, somebody that's got followers. So being able to promote digital economy and startup culture, all this is crucial with their spirit and introducing innovating competition. But it's got to be based around creativity, events, values, and we want to basically embrace their entrepreneurial tendencies. Some of the examples of success Gen's entrepreneurs affirm these approaches. There's so many. There's so many that we can sort of bring across. But at just 24, Ellie Chen is the co-founder and CEO of Oddly, and she's a computer science graduate from Stanford University. Obviously, Stanford's one of the best in the world. She helped create Oddly, and it was a platform that empowers young fashion designers. This is a 24-year-old person. Ali Chen did this by creating this platform to empower fashion designers and innovate business models, allowing designers to control creation, create pricing, control pricing, and also branding. So those three areas. And she's basically been recognized with her own listing among 8 up-and-coming Gen Z founders in the watch in 2022. So she's been recognized by Fortune as listing her among 8 up-and-coming Gen Z founders to watch in 2022, in 2023, and 2024. Respect for different work styles, acknowledging and respecting various work approaches. They offer flexible arrangements, providing positive feedback. So not all feedback has to be negative, it's good, but we want to be able to gloss it up with a bit of positivity. Working at different place in office, like hybrid. So you have to understand that Z-Gens need to be able to operate anywhere. So if they need to operate from home, operate from work, operate from the garden, it doesn't mean you're allowed to do that, but you've got to understand they expect to be able to operate from anywhere. Doesn't mean your company needs to change their values. All you need to understand is that they expect that. How you deliver the message, how you mitigate the risk of that, well, it's up to you, but you need to know what you're up against. It's a bit like saying, hey, we've got a bridge here, but there's no way of getting across because the bridge is broken. Well, you may not get across the bridge, but you'd rather not fall over it. So that's what I'm getting. You don't want to fall over your own feet or fall over your own bridge. You want to know that there's no way of getting across, so you need to build a bridge. And that's what you need to understand. And that's all about diversification. Ernst & Young offer flexible working arrangements, and they recognize and respect different work styles at different stages of life. So they understand that yes, younger people want to go on holiday, and when they're on holiday, they may want to work for one day. Okay. A more mature person might say, hey, listen, if I'm on holidays, I'm on holidays. Who knows, but they respect that. This is one example. I'm not saying that's what you have to do. I'm giving you an example of Ernst & Young. Connecting with Gen Z, harness inclusivity and diversity. So Gen Zs highly value this inclusivity. Organizations must implement policies that reflect these values. So, being able to be included both in teams and in content. What is your content like? What is it that you're delivering on email? What is it you're delivering on the website? What is it you're delivering within your content and within your team context? Facilitating inclusive discussions, like we've said before, what we call pajama parties, getting them involved, is a way to include them. So sometimes you'll have a Z-Gen on the outer, and the Z-Gen will find it very, very difficult to enter that zone. Like conducting workshops on general differences, following up with inclusive policies, mandating respect of all cultures. So culture is a very big determinant. Like understanding cultures, recognizing cultures, and most importantly, respecting cultures. What are the norms? How do we promote open dialogue with general differences to foster that acceptance? We need to understand that cultures are important. Okay, so in some cultures, the way you do things may not be recognized the same as in others, and we need to embrace that. So reducing biases, promoting inclusivity. Coca-Cola conducts diversity and inclusive training. They include understanding and general differences to foster an inclusive workplace. So they basically go out there and work out what is the diversity range and what is the inclusivity mix that we need to put together. And they embed that, and they've done that for their Z-Gens.